done numerous incident response cases, usually hacking requests, ransomware, any of those. We've done 11 incident response in the last couple of months, mostly with ransomware today. And that's where ThreatLocker has been a huge help for us. We actually added ThreatLocker to our implemented response strategy. Whenever we do an incident response at this point, the first thing we do is load ThreatLocker on all the computers to lock them down and make sure it doesn't get any worse. Since implementing ThreatLocker, it has definitely helped our incident response. We recently had to do an incident response for a customer down in Dallas, Texas. He called us up, said he was getting some weird things on his network. We loaded ThreatLocker on and found that there was ransomware in one of the computers. It was trying to move laterally through the entire network. With ThreatLocker, we stopped it. We're able to restore that one computer and prevented this customer from going down. He had 27 computers across his network and 3 servers. So by loading ThreatLocker, we literally had it loaded on all the computers within 5 minutes, had it locked down, and it stopped the ransomware from spreading any further. With incident response, the products we're using for ThreatLocker include storage control. We love the ability to lock down all devices on the network and only allow them by serial number. We use elevation control constantly. We use the unified audit on a daily basis. My entire staff goes through the unified audit, and ThreatLocker has to be used in such a way that just because an employee requests access to something doesn't mean we automatically give it. We actually have policies and procedures in place where we reach out to their manager to make sure it's approved before we're just loading anything on their network. We also are constantly ring fencing everything. Anytime we do incident response, ring fencing for all apps is turned on to make sure that it's not doing anything in the background unless we want it to. Incident response comes in many different forms for us here at Two Dog Digital. One is ransomware incident response. Two is active hacking or compromise incident response. And we handle them a little bit differently here. Ransomware, the first thing we want to do is mitigate any damage that's going on the network. Normally, what we would do in many cases, immediately segment that computer, don't allow it to do anything, pull it off the network, and try to evaluate. Due to the lateral movement of ransomware in the network nowadays, as well as the extortion and exfiltration of data, one of the first things we do is put ThreatLocker on there. The allow listing and the ring fencing allows us to lock all the computers down, not allow any data to go in or out. The other thing we do is the unified audit allows us to really see what's going on with the computer at that time, what programs are trying to activate, and then it helps us narrow down exactly what's going on with that computer. With an active hacking attempt, we do things a little differently. We still put ThreatLocker on. We're looking for the connections that are going around. Again, we're still using the unified audit, but we're looking for where that stuff is exfiltrating from, whether it's an internal or external hacking attempt. So in both cases, ThreatLocker is central to what we're trying to do on a daily basis. ThreatLocker Cyber Hero support is very valuable to what we do on a daily basis. There does come times where we get asked, can we open this up? What is this going to do? Can we ring fence this or find something in a unified audit that may be unique? A program we don't see every day that the people at ThreatLocker have more information on. So reaching out to support, knowing there's people out there that can support us has been really useful. It's also provided a level of security for my techs. We require all our techs to be ThreatLocker certified. And sometimes, especially the newly certified people who get ThreatLocker, are a little hesitant to do anything. So what they do for the first couple of months is reach out to cyber support, find out, am I doing this right? Is everything going well? And from there, it's a piece of cake for us. They get more secure, and we can keep our customers protected all the way across the board. I think ThreatLocker has really allowed us to differentiate ourselves from other incident response companies. And the reason why is we can put this software out there, we can lock down a network in 5 to 10 minutes, stop and mitigate any further damage that's going on, as well as try to find the root cause of where it came from, what's going on with it, etc. That's allowed us to have our mitigation a lot quicker and get everybody back up and running. We recently did a candy company up in Virginia, put a script on there that was bit locking all their servers. We put ThreatLocker on there and got everything stopped, and they were back up and running with no effective backups within 6 hours. Their cost per day of being down doing what they were doing would have been about $80,000 a day. So being the fact that we could do this in 6 hours saved them a lot of money that day. The thing about ThreatLocker is though he's so far ahead of the curve, they're thinking of new products and new ways to secure us quicker than I even come up with the ideas. The management team over at ThreatLocker, as well as some of the innovators over there, are just second to none in the industry. And we want them to keep thinking outside the box and protecting everybody.